I threw the cover up over Mike's car to keep any pollen or anything on it, but I thought I'd crawl into here and polish the oil pan and stuff. And I'm just laying here looking at this, and that looks to me like a stainless steel exhaust pipe. Because see where the paint came off of it, and you're not seeing rust, you're seeing shiny metal. That would be interesting, and that would be the kind of thing Mike would do too. He'd put stainless steel exhaust pipes on it. So, it's okay if not, get over it. So, I'll just start with that oil pan. Probably just wipe the water off of it. Starters. Actually, a lot of this is still pretty wet, but having water drying on anything really leaves marks. So if I'm going to try to be cleaning it up, I'll wipe it down. I think be a good idea. Gotta do the same thing up here on the motor. The car looks good underneath. It's very clean. Not leaking anything anywhere. I love that Mike built this, and I love the way he built it. You know, Mike spent a few years working in a hot rod shop. He knew his stuff. And when he built this, he built it. Well, I mean, it's definitely an old school hot rod. This car was built, let me think now, 30 years ago or so. Probably started at 30 or 35 years ago. So, yeah. That was back before they had TV shows where everybody was throwing LS motors in their cars and chopping them up and putting airbags under them and crap like that. Not that there's anything wrong with that. I'm just saying that this was built before all that kind of stuff came along. I've made a sort of an executive decision here. I'm going to take some of the money that Bill's paying me for this car, get internet here. So they're charging me $900 to run internet out to me. And I've been trying to get around that for as long as I've lived here. And basically that just means I've been living without internet and doing all my internet stuff, all my videos and everything I do with a hotspot from Verizon. And I've been able to get by, but a lot of times when I don't watch y'all's videos, a lot of y'all put up videos, Big Daddy and 63 Impala, who now calls himself Waylon Wire, and Mr. Heavy Chevy and Musty One and all them guys, One and Only Farmer and Cutworm, and Eric Polson started putting up videos again, you know, and I hadn't been able to watch them. Mostly because I don't have internet. I go to load a video and I click on it, and it's kind of like back when everybody had dial-up. You know how you used to click on a video and you'd wait? Well, that's what my life's been like as far as the internet goes. Click and wait. I ought to get me another rag and just wipe the bubbles and the soap off the bottom of this frame where it's dripping out. Talked to Rusty a little bit this morning. He's walking around a little bit on his leg on that new knee he got put in. He said it's not perfect yet. He's not running or ballet dancing. But, you know, he's getting around a little better. He says it's better than it was before the operation, so he's coming along pretty good. I'm looking forward to seeing him before too much longer. Coming up to visit. Hope that's the plan anyway. It's a really pretty weather today. We might go out in a boat later or out in the kayaks. Me and Honeybud was talking about it. It's supposed to be warmer tomorrow than it is today, and it's supposed to get up in the high 70s today. I hear it's pretty warm up in Maine, but warm up there is like 50 degrees, you know. This time of the year, that's springtime weather up there. 70, 77, 81 down here. Yeah, we'll be wanting to get some water time, some boat time in. I might get that little black boat, the one that I painted with that Flex Seal stuff. Might get it down in the water and paddle around in it a little bit too. That'd be great. I don't know how many of y'all noticed that day, but I brought my big John Deere down here. I have a small John Deere that Larry gave me quite a few years ago, and it was pretty much shot when I got it, but I got it working and used it a little. Used it actually, well, not a lot. I used it some. Y'all saw me yanking down trees with it the other day. That big John Deere is older one. It was built in the 90s, back before they started selling them at the Walmart or the big box stores and stuff. And it was built with a frame. I didn't realize that John Deere I got from Larry doesn't have a frame. I mean, it's like a unibody. I went to pull that body off that frame one day, and it didn't come off. It was all made together. It's like, well, I never in my life would expect that. If that's what they had. So, them old ones like Dad's. Dad's got one made in the 80s. And that one that I got from, when I got up yonder, I got from the Poor Farm. The Poor Farm is it's an old farm that a friend who was retired from the computer business bought, and he started a beer pub over at the Poor Farm. Y'all probably seen me over there. I've been over and played some banjo over there, and I took my rat rod over there once and parked it a lot, let the kids play with it. That's back before I did the motor swap on it. Oh, talking about tubers. I don't know if he's got much on as far as videos go up on it, but Resto Dan's been restoring a 67 Corvette, and he's changing it over to a 5-speed. Probably kind of similar to the 5-speed I got in the rat rod, and I don't know if it's that 5-speed or if it's like the one that I've got in the, I got one on the floor up there. It's called a World Class. I think they put them in Mustangs, but you're supposed to be able to adapt those. I guess if I sat up and looked down through the hole here, maybe I could see a little bit of what I'm doing up in here too. It wouldn't hurt. Old Bill's gonna have a lot of fun with this car, I believe. Okay, so let's get up to about motor height here. If I can get you where I can have you be able to see what I'm doing. I sit you right up on the headlight. Thought I might be able to. That's a pretty good angle if that cover doesn't block the view. Well, that much. Right. I want to work on this part right here. pull this cover up and set it up here. Tuck it in behind that light there. In here, maybe. That way, y'all can see what I'm doing. See how this is all pitted looking right there. This, I'm using this Mother's scratch remover. It's actually, they sell it as something to remove scratches with, but it feels like old-fashioned. We used to get old-fashioned polish. It was like a paste, like this stuff. It's kind of a paste. And it's kind of a pain to use because it takes a lot of elbow grease to get it off, and it gets down in the cracks of things, and you can't. Yeah, baby. You have to pick it out of the cracks.
So I apologize to
of the joints of the car and stuff like that. It's not like nowadays they sell a lot of this liquid polish that you spray on and wipe off, and that's good stuff if you just want to clean your car. It did a good job on the camper, but if you got like, this is pitted and rusty, well, if you put that on there, you have to rub it quite hard to get it off, and between the polish and the rubbing, lots of times when you rub that off, you rub the rust off too, like I'm doing right here. That's kind of filmy now. It's got that paste polish stuff on it, but with enough rubbing, that those rust places will disappear. And that's what you want. That's what you want to have happen if you can make it happen. I figured Bill will want to do a lot more of this, but I thought I could at least get it started so that when he sees it, it'll look pretty good. And there's a lot of places like these shock absorbers, like that here. Show where you can see that. Little dirty shock absorber there. I'll take some of this and put it on that and rub it down. Now if I get that on the frame, that white paste is going to show up on that frame. Not going to be as pretty. It's going to be harder to get off. It'll look kind of like this right here. I don't know if you can see that. But you know, but if it's chrome like this, you can clean that up pretty good. I figured I'd hit places like that and hit the engine and the headlights and the wheels, you know, clean them up a little bit. So it's got to look a little better for Bill. I mean, Friday, did I tell you all that? You can probably see how much better it is before I put polish on it. Back in the old days, you'd put this on a small area and kind of let it dry. Of course, that made it even harder to wipe off. But it also helped it to do what it needed to do to clean the car up good. See, that looks a whole lot better. I think I'll do this front wheel. These wheels, some of y'all might remember, these wheels were in pretty awful shape when I got them. And, oh, I got a whole video series of working over these wheels. But after a lot of work and time and various and sundry different products I used on them, they came out looking pretty fair. Not perfect, but pretty fair. Honey Baby's funning me about rubbing on this because she wanted me to say, well, we were talking to her about the love feeling you get when you polish your car. I was talking to her about it. I hate taking that away from Bill because I know he'd love to do it. She came out here and caught me. She says, oh, I thought you wouldn't have polished your car. I said, I'm just doing it. I'm just hitting high spots. And I'll leave plenty for Bill to do. Oh, joy. That's a good place to quit, though. for today.